If you're serious about arm training, then you need to implement an arm day into your routine. In this video, I'll show you why they are so important and tell you how to program them to blow up your arms. But first, why would you want an arm day in the first place? Can't you just have your normal routine? Well, if you do your normal split, push-pull legs, upper, lower, full body, in those splits, you train arms at the end of the session, when you're already tired. Like after a heavy bench day, you just do some triceps at the end, and you don't really care about it. You just want to go home. And that means that you're gonna leave gains on the table. That's just the reality of it. If you just do them at the end of the session just to say that you did them, you're not getting the most out of it. And even if you train hard at the end of the session, you're still leaving some gains on the table if you don't get an arm day. So we need an arm day to focus on our arms. So people add an arm day into their routine with the main purpose of training their arms. That's the priority of that day, but it's not the only thing that you're gonna do on that day. I'll get into that a bit later. And another reason why people have an arm day is just to get more volume into their arms. Arms recover much quicker than something like a chest, so you can hit them more times a week. So an arm day is great because you get to focus on your arms. And we all want big arms, right? But many people do arm training wrong. They just do 5 exercises of biceps and 5 exercises of triceps and just go home and call it a day. You should know by now that that is not the way to train a muscle group. And arms are no exception. I do a maximum of 3 exercises of 2 to 4 sets for triceps and biceps. More than that and you just get into junk volume territory. And even then you probably only need 2 exercises or even 1 if you're new to arm training. But that could seem like a very short workout, especially if you superset. You can't really call that a day. But hear me out. An arm day is perfect for adding more back work, more forearms work, more shoulder work. It's the perfect place to squeeze in some more volume for those muscles. And now you're sitting like, what? An arm day and you train other shit? Yeah, just because it says it's an arm day doesn't mean that it is only an arm day. The main focus are the arms, yes, but you should also train other muscle groups. The program doesn't tell you what to do, you tell the program what to do. An arm day is perfect to do things you're currently not addressing. You could superset some calves on your arm day, or do things like a pullover, a shoulder raise. Maybe you can't squeeze all that volume in your upper body day, but now you can. So how would I do an arm day? We're gonna open up with a compound movement, just like any other day. But one that is arm focused. A heavy movement like a cheat barbell curl, or something like a close grip bench press, JM press, behind the neck overhead press, and other movements like that. All of those movements are more or less compound movements, but they're skewed towards the arms. You should train arms first in the session. And don't do heavy rows for the back or something like that. Do some quote-unquote easier isolations for the back, like a pullover, some rear delt isolation, things like that. In a way, you reverse engineer the process of an upper body day. You're gonna put back to the back of the session rather than arms. And you're gonna do arms first in the session. You should aim to have your workout something like this. 4 to 8 sets of biceps, 4 to 8 sets of triceps, 2 to 3 sets of forearms, 3 sets of back, 2 to 4 of shoulders. These are just some rough numbers, but you can play with them. Again, we are gonna focus on the arms and we're gonna put them first in the session by doing harder movements first. And then the second exercise is gonna be an isolation movement for the arms and back work and all that. So how do you add them to your program? Well, if you do a full body or an upper body split, it's very easy. You just put them before your rest day because arms don't take that long to recover. So for an upper body, it could look something like this. Pause the video because I'm not reading all that. And for a full body, something like this. And if you do something like a push-pull legs 6 times a week, you'll need to change your program. But don't worry, it's not that hard to do it. And you'll get massive gains from changing it. Because the push-pull legs template is really not that good. And the way to change that is simple. You just superset the days, your push and pull day. And you combine them two and you just do one upper body day. I made a video about supersets where I show you step by step how to use them. Check it out.